Thank you for joining us. My name is Judy Peterson, and I will be guiding you through our online CAP system. Today we will create and issue a certificate when a commitment was issued. First, I'm logging into the system using the resource desk. Today I will log in as Mary Ann Test, the staff person working under Attorney Jane Test. When logging in, I click on Search for or Issue a Commitment or Certificate. The transaction listing screen provides a number of ways to search for an existing transaction. I'm going to search for my commitment using the file number field and the file number that I entered when the commitment was created. Under the search results, click on View next to that transaction, and we're taken to the Transaction Details screen. Across the top of this screen is a banner which remains in place while we're working through the screens, and this banner provides details of this transaction. In our system, any fields designated with a red asterisk are required fields. We've landed on the Commitment Overview screen. On the left side of this screen, you'll see a list of the transaction screens that were completed when this commitment was issued. This commitment included lender first and owner coverage. The action steps now are cancel, amend, or add a certificate. So we'll click on Add Certificate, Lender First Certificate, and it opens up all the screens that are going to need to be completed in order to issue this certificate. These screens are designated with a red X, and when a screen has been completed, the X will change to a green check mark. We're going to begin with the property screen. In most situations, the property record will not change between commitment and certificate stage, but edits are available. If no changes are needed, click on Save Changes. And then we can move on to the General Information screen. Next, we'll work by verifying the type of transaction. This is the status is pending. The transaction is a purchase. This can be changed if necessary. The total premium due might change as we work through the screens. The abstractor and title opinion attorney pre-fill from the commitment, but they both can be changed if necessary by selecting from the drop-down list. The names of the borrowers, buyers, and title holders pull in from the commitment, along with whether each is an individual or a legal entity. Verify that their names are shown exactly as they appear on the mortgage and on the deed. Next, select the tenancy of the current title holders. By clicking on As Joint Tenants with Full Rights of Survivorship and Not as Tenants in Common, or As Tenants in Common, these phrases will follow the title holders' names on our Schedule A. If you have more than one current title holder and you're not sure of their tenancy, click on Unknown, and then this phrase follows their names on the Schedule A. For only one current title holder, choose Other. And in our situation, these title holders are joint tenants. I'm going to choose that button. The Mail To and Contact Information section is optional. If you want to have a mailing sheet print with your certificate, click the box and fill in the information, and then Save Changes. And now the General Information screen is green, and we can move on to the Coverage screen. The number pulls in if you entered it when you issued your commitment. Otherwise, this field would be blank, and you can enter that loan number now. The coverage amount is pulled in from the commitment as well. It can be changed if the loan amount changed since this commitment was issued. The originating lender pulled in from the commitment. For the guaranteed lender, you can click on Check if same as originating if the same name is not already appearing here. The field Name of Guaranteed to appear on Schedule A displays how that name is going to appear. And this is an editable field if your lender asks that their name be tweaked in some way. For example, this lender displays just with their city. We would want to add their state or zip code. You can certainly do that. In most cases, no edits are needed. The only time a different lender is chosen as the guaranteed lender is this transaction was a mortgage to MERS as nominee for the local lender, and in which case you'll select Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems as the guaranteed lender and check the box, check if guaranteed lender is a nominee. If the mortgage has been assigned and the lender wants the assignment to be covered by the certificate, the use of the assignment endorsement is required. Otherwise, the assignment is not shown on the certificate at all. More information about our endorsements will come later. Now we're going to enter the abstract certification date and time. You can use the actual date and time of certification, or our underwriters prefer that we only certify through the filing of the mortgage. In that case, use the filing date and the time of filing. Or if the time is not known, enter the end of the filing day, such as 5 p.m. I'm going to enter my date and the time of filing. And then enter the date of the mortgage. And again, the filing date. And then you can click here for default text, and the mortgage paragraph will be created. So it fills in all the information. The blank line here is for the book and page or document number. Our system sees two borrowers and assumes they're husband and wife. So you'll want to always double check that the marital status shown in this paragraph matches how it's shown on the mortgage. And then click on Save Changes. And if all your fields are filled in, the coverage screen is turned to green and we can move on to the endorsement. The endorsements which were selected on the commitment have pre-filled into the certificate. And all the endorsements available for this type of transaction are available here. Additional endorsements can be selected at this time. I'll show you how that works. If you select an endorsement by mistake, you can click on the trash can to remove it. Endorsements which don't require any edits will appear with a green check mark. Endorsements that do require edits appear with a red X, and then you'll go into the endorsement by clicking on Edit. So I don't really need that endorsement. I'm going to remove it with the trash can. For detailed instructions on various endorsements, see the webinar we've created titled Overview of Endorsements. Once the endorsements have been saved, this screen is marked with a green check mark, and we can move on to Schedule B. Schedule B, Part 1, contains exceptions which are superior to the mortgage being insured. And Part 2 contains exceptions which are inferior to the insured mortgage, such as a second mortgage. Schedule B has pre-filled based on information already entered and also pulled in from the commitment. The additional Schedule B options are available if you need help with the wording of an exception, and they've been sorted as to the section in which each would appear. Text which appears within a box can be edited. Some of these paragraphs can be removed using the trash can, The order in which the paragraphs appear can be changed by using the up and down arrows. Additional editable paragraphs can be added by clicking on the blue plus sign above each section. We'll begin with the real estate taxes. The tax year is described in the first sentence. The second editable section should be completed to describe the payment status as it appears on the final title opinion. Please be aware that on the commitment, the tax year and the status populated automatically, but our system doesn't automatically update the status when the certificate is linked from the commitment, so you might need to correct that status. In this example, the tax year is described as the upcoming tax year. The status is the same as it displayed on the commitment for the prior tax year. So I'm going to need to change this to none now due and payable. All of the exceptions included in the Commitment Schedule B have pulled into the Lender Schedule B. So now we'll review the final title opinion. If the prior mortgages have been properly released, they can be removed by using the trash can. If a valid release of a mortgage paid off as a part of this transaction has not yet been filed, you can issue the certificate as a rapid certificate. And for instructions on that, please see the webinar titled Rapid Certificate. So my mortgages that are listed here have both been released properly, so I'm going to remove them with the trash can. Any additional exceptions noted on the final title opinion, such as a new junior mortgage, need to be added. Remember that the junior mortgage is described in Part 2 of Schedule B because it's inferior to the mortgage we are insuring. Once Schedule B has been completed, click on Save Changes. And now all of our screens are designated with a green check mark, and the certificate is ready to be reviewed and issued. Go to the Lender First Certificate Overview screen, which provides a brief overview of the certificate. The status is pending. Across the top of this screen are the available actions: issue, cancel, preview. If you have a question for our underwriters, you can ask it by clicking on Send to Underwriting, when you'll add a note explaining what you need. If you have a non-legal question, such as how do I word this exception, or if you want our staff to review the certificate before it's issued, you can send it to audit. Again, you'll be asked to add a note explaining what you need. We recommend that you review the draft version of the certificate before it's issued by clicking on Preview. The certificate will appear with a draft watermark. Following your review, click on Issue, and once issued, the certificate will print without the draft watermark, and it will be ready to send to the lender. To print the issued certificate and the transaction statement, go to the Archives and Snapshot screen. This screen is divided into active and archived documents. The most current version of each document is located in the active section. So now you'll see the commitment documents have all been moved to the archive section. To view or print an issued certificate or transaction statement or quote, you can click right on the name of the document. To download or save multiple documents, just click the box next to each one you want to upload. Click on Download Selected, where you'll be able to save or open the file as a zip file, and it can be sent electronically onto your lender or saved. Changes can be made to an issued certificate at any time. So you'll search for your document, you'll get back to the overview screen of that certificate, and now your action steps are amend or add a certificate. So to amend the certificate, just click on amend. All of the fields will be opened up and you can make changes to any of them. And then Schedule B also must be reviewed before the certificate can be issued again. Next, we're going to add the owner certificate. And for help with that process, see the webinar titled Adding an Owner Certificate.